Welcome to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Wakanja Hade. Hey, Kadagi to all my friends and relatives in four directions. You are listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Robert Pilot, and we discuss local and national Native news and events. And as you know, Wendy, Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues.
That's right.
Hey, Wen, I got a few things to talk about before we get going on the show. Or I guess the show is going. But we're going to have Angie Vig on of Vig Guitars later on. And she was at Rise, and we want to talk to her about that, but also talk to her about her award-winning guitar shop here in the Twin Cities. She's a Anishinaabe, and it's just amazing the work that she's done. But I'm going to try and see if I can do this, Wendy, because, I'm sometimes really good at technology, and other times, it's. But I want to play this. I want to play the Supreme Court thing today.
Yes,
and
go ahead,
I want to get your comment, and I'm just appalled. And then I want to go swing by really quick to our positive stuff about what we did last night and what we're going to do Friday and what's coming our way. But I want to try and play this. This is the Supreme Court today, and I want to try and
birthright citizens under your test and under your friend's test.
I think so. I mean, obviously, they've been granted citizenship by statute.
Put aside the statute. Do you think they're birthright citizens?
No, I think the clear understanding that everybody agrees in the congressional debates is that the children of tribal Indians are not birthright citizens.
I understand that's what they said, but your test is the domicile of the parents, and that would be the test you'd have us apply today, right?
Yes. So if a tribal Indian, for example, gives up allegiance to
born today, birthright citizens.
I think so on our test. Yeah, if they're lawfully domiciled here.
Okay.
And then I'm not sure, I have to think that through, but that's my reaction.
I'll take the yes. That's all right.
Uncle.
So that was John Sauer for our president. He was speaking on behalf of the president of the United States about what's going on in the Supreme Court today with the the birthright citizenship, and wondering the Supreme Court judge asked if Native Americans were citizens,
and they had.
He wasn't sure.
They had to think about it.
No, he didn't know at all.
They didn't know.
I just we are in the upside down world, and it's just an amazing thing. It's crazy.
So
I'm befuddled. That's why I'm glad you're here to be able to comment.
I can't comment, honestly. I don't really understand why this is the 14th Amendment, I believe, if that's true. Yes, I believe it is. And it's been written in the Constitution since the Constitution has been around over 200 and how long? 50 something years.
Well, different things were added.
And now, Trumpy wants to change it. So, I'm hoping that, yes, it is. Let's see.
And, conservatives and liberals justice questioned whether Trump's order declaring that children born to parents who were in the United States illegally or temporary are not American citizens. And that thing's been around, that law has been around forever. That's a thing that, it's just, amazing. But also what really gets dangerous if this gets passed by Trump's Supreme Court, really does question Native American sovereignty and the whole thing.
Yeah, that's really scary.
Yeah, so
everything's scary. I mean, every day you wake up, if you don't watch the news, you don't see what's going on, you could miss something, because literally something happens every single solitary day.
And they're just putting so much stuff on it, Wendy. I mean, they just throw so much on the docket about this. I want to just change the subject for a second, and we can go back to this, but I want to just bring up Jim's comment. And Jim says, 18 minutes until the NASA launch to return to the moon. And geez, I'm 64 years old, and I remember when that was a big thing. And they stopped many, many years ago. I think 50 years ago, they stopped going to the moon. And And I think there's so much to do here on this planet, and we're going to the moon. So it's a double-edged sword for me, and especially with our last name being Pilot.
I agree. I think that there's enough going on here on Earth that we could spend the money instead of spending the money going to the moon.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like what Lori said, gut punch. Again, we are on YouTube, Facebook Live, and people are commenting. And
do you know when the Supreme Court will come to a
that's a good question. They're just taking. Sometimes it takes a long time. It takes weeks for them to come up with a decision. But this is just them people. And Trump was in there mean mugging everybody, and that's the first time ever a president's been in
really? In the hearing?
Yes,
really?
Thank you. Couldn't say hearing. That was weird.
That's really crazy.
Yeah, and it's I can't wait until this nightmare is over. And we were talking about this, and I'm just going to talk in generalities right now. And I'm going to say, when one person dies here soon, it's going to be an amazing celebration and worldwide. And I don't want anyone to die sooner than they should or by any ill means. But when this day happens, it's going to be unbelievable.
There will be people standing and celebrating in the street. Somebody said to me the other day, they were just like, I don't understand all these people who are, Republicans that are leaving, right? They're leaving. They're not running again for whatever place that they hold, Senate, city council, whatever. They're leaving because they can't condone what he's doing, right?
Exactly.
And they're leaving. But there's a lot that won't. They stick by him, loyalty. And people are saying to me, I just don't understand why those people are so loyal. And somebody said it, I didn't say it, but somebody said that, these people that Trump appointed aren't really that smart, and they can't hold their own. They can't go and do something really great without being next to him or having him. And that's what they need. They need Trump to be somebody. And without Trump, they're nobody. So they're trying to hold on to every last little bit of shred of whatever, because they don't really have anything on their own. But I commend the Republicans that are leaving, and they're not taking any more crap, and they don't want to be a part of this.
Well, that's we only got this was a quick segment, Wendy. We only got like a minute left, and let's talk a little bit about the boss.
Yeah, we saw Bruce Springsteen last night. What a show. And it was the Land of Hopes and Dreams tour of 2026. That's the name of the tour. If you have a chance to see him, he's not going to be in the Twin Cities anymore, but he's playing all over the U.S. Please see him. He is amazing. He played for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Very political show. He sang the song that he wrote from Minneapolis. He talked about Renee Good and Petty a lot.
Yeah.
And it was sad.
Well, the reason why he had this tour is because of what happened.
Of what happened here.
We saw him at the I saw him at the Capitol, and 200,000 people saw him at the Capitol, and also he was here for, and the dude from Rage Against the Machine was playing with them, and it was good to see little Stevie. And
it was great. It was the E Street Bands. I remember telling Robert, I was like, the first time I saw Bruce Springsteen was December 31st, 1980 at the Nassau Coliseum in New York on Long Island.
Yeah.
It was New Year's Eve.
4 hours he played. We looked that up.
4 hours, and he played 38 songs. It was unbelievable.
Hey, this is Native Roots Radio. We're going to have Angie Vig of Vig Guitars on next, and we're going to talk a little more about the boss. But I saw him in 1976, and that's a whole nother show.
Yeah.
But hey, this is Native Roots Radio, and we'll be right back.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis Air on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
All My Relations Arts in Minneapolis invites you to experience Unchi Said So, a powerful new exhibition by Daniel C. Walker rooted in Native storytelling, collective identity, and community. Join us for the opening reception Friday, April 10th from 6 to 8 p.m. Through bold portraits and vibrant color, this work reflects generational knowledge, teachings passed down, and the significance of grandmothers in Native culture, reminding us that sovereignty begins at home. Plan your visit today at allmyrelationsarts.org.
If the statistics say that 1 in 3 Native women and 1 in 6 Native men have experienced sexual assault in their lifetime, it means our whole community is affected by sexual violence. 1 is too many. Don't stand by, stand up. Don't engage in acts of sexual violence, and shut down the dirty jokes, the gossip, the victim blaming and shaming. As a community, we can change the way we respond. Contact the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition to attend a workshop to learn more.
Sponsored by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
Support comes from the Walker Arts Center. Did you know that the Walker has a cinema that shows film almost every week? From artist talks, genre-defined performances, and world premieres to archival shorts and experimental soundscapes, the Walker Cinema explores all modes of global and local filmmaking. Get your first tickets for free. Visit walkerart.org/cinema to learn more. That's walkerart.org/cinema. See you at the movies.
I'm Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan, and I want to be your next United States Senator, and you are listening to Native Roots Radio.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot. Hey, welcome back, everyone. Hey, Wendy, we are with our friend Angie Vig, White Earth Nation of Ojibwe, and Vig Guitars here in the Twin Cities, St. Paul, award-winning store. Just great to see you, Angie. It's been a long time. Thanks so much for coming on Native Roots Radio.
Yeah, Anine, bonjour, everyone. How's it going? I'm surprised you can hear anything from last night's concert. How was it?
Yeah. Were you there by any chance?
No, I saw pictures and videos, and he did Purple Rain. Oh,
Yes, he did Purple Rain.
Yes.
It was a surprise. Everybody was screaming, and then all the purple lights just covered everybody, and the whole place was purple. It was awesome.
Oh my gosh, how heartwarming. That is so cool. How wonderful that he's been taking so much time with us and just really leading everybody to us and showing just what the great stuff that our state and our city has been doing.
Absolutely. Angie, we want to talk about Vig Guitars, but first, I know you were at Rise, and I haven't been there in a few years, but I'd love to get a report on the great, and tell our listeners what Rise is.
Yeah.
It's RES, RES. It's the Reservation Economic Summit. Rise is a different thing, but this is RES. So they hold it at Caesar's Palace every year, and I've been wanting to go every single year because it's massive. It's like I knew it was a couple thousand people, but actually this year it surpassed 5,000. I think it was like 5,100. So to be among 5,100 Native American professionals and just business owners, entrepreneurs, some tribal government was there, but all professionals. I was like emotional because I just to be around so many, it's like, oh my gosh, we are really doing stuff. We're, and it was women, more women than men. So that was pretty awesome, and that's pretty natural. I think we're natural leaders, of course.
Right.
Learned so much, networked. It was just, you said you've never been there, or it's been a while?
It's been a while.
Yeah. I can't even, it's, the National Center for American Indian Development. So they put this on every year. And, when natives start businesses or even just thinking about it, they're such a great resource because they have resources for grants, loans. There's just people for that they have, and they had sponsorship from like Chase Morgan. So they're backed by all that too. So I don't know. It's just anybody who is interested in business, being a business owner. I mean, just check them out. It's just what a wonderful thing to finally be a part of. I want to go every single year, but I haven't been able to, and so I finally got to go.
It's inspiring.
So,
really.
what Native celebrities did you see? Oh, wow.
Oh, I met Taboo from Black Eyed Peas. That was cool. Yeah, he's really awesome. And he was one of the speakers, but then I met him later on the dance floor.
Hey now.
There's a Native fashion show that they held on a rooftop of one of the hotels, and it was so glamorous, and just to see all these Native designers and all their work, and then he was there and he performed a little bit, but then he came out and danced with everybody, and I was so stiff Thursday morning and I woke up. Oh my God. And then, the first Native female UFC fighter was there. Her name is Nico Montano. So she was speaking, and I didn't know anything about her. I had no idea. So that, like, just all these, just, I don't know. What a.
It's awe-inspiring to see the great work that Natives are doing across Turtle Island, and that's what we try to do, is amplify that here on Native Roots Radios, and that's why it's always really great to talk to you and about your great business and all the awards that Vig Guitars gets, and so you're part of that Native push and Native miracle.
Yeah, for people who are watching us live, you can see all the great guitars and the backdrop there.
Yeah, we got some cool guitars here.
Love it.
It was nice to see some people from my tribe, and then just from everywhere. It's that saying that we're all related. We are, because you see people from different tribes, like way far away, and like it reminds you of someone that you are related to or no. It's just like cousins. You just feel like cousins are everywhere. And it's just so true. We're all related. And
did you go with your mom? Did you go with your mom?
Yeah, she didn't go to the conference, but she hasn't been to Vegas in 30 years. And so she was on her own until I came back from the conference. And we walked everywhere. It is so deceiving how close or not close the hotels and casinos are. They look right next door to each other. No, they're not. They're far away. You got to walk quite a ways. I should have put a step thing on my phone to see how much we walked. Everything
wasn't there like a heat wave out there?
Yeah, it usually doesn't get hot till like Cinco de Mayo, and it was like high 90s out there, but it felt good to us, and but all the taxi drivers and everybody said, yeah, this is so hot, and Arizona got it really bad. But good to us, and my mom has RA. She has got rheumatoid arthritis, and she felt really good out there. She didn't have inflammation.
Dry, warm air. Yeah.
Wow. Well, we're gonna. The next segment we talk about the guitar shop and stuff, but I wanted to ask you too, when you went down to Vegas. Did you talk about your beading in your work? Because that's like a thing I think the last 3 years you've really picked up on, and I see you around the community and powwows, and also I'm sure you have a setup at Vig Guitars too.
Yeah, I have it all here with at the shop too. It's nice to have a storefront where I can have it. Yeah, I make, well, for those that are watching, I make these keychains with our words and stuff on it. It's pretty fun. That was one of the reasons I went to, is because I wanted to scope out the Native market. I wanted to see how huge it is, if it would be way too much for me to do. And it was massive. And there's stuff that I don't ever see up here. And then, the real turquoise and silver, and even the silversmiths where they're pounding out silver, and oh my gosh. And I heard Navajo elders, they were speaking totally in Navajo. And it was so beautiful to hear. And so the fluency of it, I was just like, but just everything, just the whole experience. But yeah, I think I kind of want to set up next year. I'll need a helper though.
Very cool. Very cool.
We should go. Vegas is awesome.
We'll share a booth. We'll bring Native Roots Radio down there too, and Native Roots Trading Post.
Yeah, get a big old space. They got space.
Yeah, awesome. That's really cool to hear because we see a lot of our relatives up here with the Anishinaabe and Dakota and Ho-Chunk designs. It'd be cool to see, like you say, the silver and all that.
The turquoise.
Yeah, and the turquoise.
The Navajo people. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's beautiful.
And so you're okay? You've been back for a few days? No jet lag?
No, but you know what? Saturday, let's see. I had to meet my aunt halfway to drop my mom off. We meet halfway in the state, so I don't have to drive that long way. And I had her tuck and roll out of the car. No, I'm just kidding. It was the first vacation me and my mother have been on together, and I mean it was kind of a vacation, but I was busy, but we just never get to spend that much time together as adults, and it was fun. But man, when I got home Sunday, I was so sad, and I didn't know why I felt sad. And I realized it's my mom because I was with her all week.
You're lucky to still have your mom.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
It's amazing. So that's wonderful. Good for you.
Yeah. And when I hear stories like that, I get emotional.
Yeah.
I think about your mom and my mom. Yeah.
So,
and it's like overnight. It's like, oh my gosh, you are old. I mean, I mean, not like you're an old lady. It's just like, because they look the same to us our whole life. To me, she's still like 40 and she's slowed down, and I would get a little impatient, and I'm like, oh my God, no, she's in her 70s now. I can't believe it. It's just like overnight, all of a sudden they're old. And so,
well, that's the way I feel, Angie. I'm going to be 65 in a month, and I feel old, and I don't know about the wisdom, but I definitely feel old.
Well, we're lucky that far,
That's true.
Every year we get to be older, we should be grateful for it.
Good call, Wendy.
Yeah,
you're lucky to age. That's
yes, we are lucky to age.
Hey, everybody, we are here with Angie Vig, a White Earth Nation Ojibwe, and our friend here in the Twin Cities, St. Paul, Vig Guitars. And we're going to talk about her shop now in the next segment and all the great things that happened there, and her award-winning shop. So this is great to have Angie on again. And this is Native Roots Radio, and we'll be right back.
Stay with us.
Support comes from the Walker Arts Center. Did you know that the Walker has a cinema that shows film almost every week? From artist talks, genre-defined performances, and world premieres to archival shorts and experimental soundscapes, the Walker Cinema explores all modes of global and local filmmaking. Get your first tickets for free. Visit walkerart.org/cinema to learn more. That's walkerart.org/cinema. See you at the movies.
This is Chase Iron Eyes announcing a new show on AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota, powered by Native Roots Radio. The show is called Native American Patriot Talk Radio. What will we do on the show? We are going to explore and dive into the source of American constitutional sovereignty, the intersection of Native American and legal issues. Find us the first and third Tuesday of every month at 6 p.m. on AM 950.
We are your relatives.
We are your relations.
Brothers,
sisters,
sons,
daughters.
And some of us are your grandchildren.
We are your community. Historically, we held places of honor and respect. Because of the impact of colonization, some of us are rejected, thrown out from family, friends, and community, set up as targets for sexual violence, sex trafficked, humiliated, tortured, and murdered. Everybody has the right to be safe. We are your relatives. Remember,
homophobia is not traditional.
Sponsored by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
All My Relations Arts in Minneapolis invites you to experience Unchi Said So, a powerful new exhibition by Daniel C. Walker rooted in Native storytelling, collective identity, and community. Join us for the opening reception Friday, April 10th from 6 to 8 p.m. Through bold portraits and vibrant color, this work reflects generational knowledge, teachings passed down, and the significance of grandmothers in Native culture, reminding us that sovereignty begins at home. Plan your visit today at allmyrelationsarts.org.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
Hey, it's Robert Pilot from Native Roots Radio. For a meal that feeds your soul and health, check out Gatherings Cafe. Located in the renovated Minneapolis American Indian Center, Executive Chef Vernon Defoe and team serve up incredible indigenous flavors. Gatherings Cafe has amazing bison tacos featuring lean protein from native wise, corn tortillas, and homemade sides. It's fresh, local food rooted in ancestral knowledge. Stop by for breakfast or lunch. That's Gatherings Cafe, where tradition meets innovation. Support comes from the Walker Arts Center. Local artist Rosie Simas, Seneca Nation of Indians, Huron Clan, embodies Onondaga philosophies of peacemaking and relationality in new immersive installation. Visit Agay Jagwa, Destiny Gowalweni. I hope it'll stir your mind and explore a space built for communal rest and contemplation. Simas presents a performance of the same name this May. Learn more about the exhibition and performance at walkerart.org.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Tonight, rain, snow, and sleet possible with a low of 31. Then Thursday, rain, snow, and sleet expected with a high of 35. The Great Wall has been your home for Chinese favorites since 1981. Don't miss the sesame chicken, mushu pork with Chinese pancakes, or Peking duck. Stop in at the restaurant on France Avenue and 45th Street along the Minneapolis-Edina City line, or check them out at greatwallrestaurant.us. You're listening to AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota.
Hi, this is Representative Sharice Davids from Kansas. I'm Ho Chunk, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot. Hey, welcome back, everyone. This is Robert Pilot, and we're with Wendy, co-founder of Native Roots Radio. We're in our 10th season, and we're on 5 days a week all over Turtle Island, just to let everyone know. And I just want to also give a quick shout out to Thunder Maker is and Hunter Thundercloud's going to be on right after Native Roots Radio, and we produce another show right after us. And so listen to some more information. And they run a treatment center in Arizona, and all native treatment center, and it's all male right now, and they're really trying to bring people back to ceremony and also, combine the 12 steps and things
Cool.
like that. So
Nice.
they have a lot of great things to say, and they're working hard, and we really appreciate their partnership, along with Chase Iron Eyes, who's on Tuesdays twice a month too here on AM 950. So it's really exciting. Hey, we are here with our friend Angie Vig, and Angie, we got a lot of questions, and one of the things we love talking about Vig Guitars. One of the things I never ask you for is your phone number, and I want to do that a couple times before we forget, so people that are listening can give you a call all over Turtle Island and do some business with you. So,
And your address, too.
well, we'll get to the address right too,
Yeah.
but I always forget about the phone number. But welcome back again, Angie.
Yeah. Thank you for having me again. I really appreciate it. And congratulations on 10th season. That's incredible.
I was a young man when I started this. Ho-wah.
So our phone number is 651-219-4941. And we are in St. Paul in the Midway area. We're on Snelling and Thomas. It's 595 Snelling Avenue North. And we're at a we have a stoplight, so we're right at a stoplight, and it's a really perfect location. There's a tattoo shop next door, and then on the other side is a barber shop, so get your hair cut.
How long have you been in that location?
11 and a half years.
Wow.
You know, we can't even believe it. You know, before we opened, Ted was at my husband Ted, he was at My Music in Golden Valley for almost a decade. And then I worked for Rainbow Foods grocery store for almost 20 years. And you know, they sold, and I was like, Ted, I can't do it anymore. I don't want to do it another 20 years. Let's just do it. Let's try it out, see if it works. And it did. You know, it's just
been here 11 years. That's nice. So it's, yeah, I mean, guitars are so popular and people, you know, take lessons all the time and love it. I was just reading something about like how weather affects the guitars. Because they're made of wood, and if it's humid or cold or hot or more humid.
Absolutely. In Minnesota, for sure, because we have all the seasons, and because in other, you know, on the West Coast or down south, they don't have this problem with their guitars, but we do, because right now we're coming out of the cold, dry season. It's dry as a desert right now, and then but you could probably stop humidifying your guitars now, because it's going to get pretty moist here. And
so you have to humidify them during the dry season.
Oh, for sure. Wow. Yeah. Otherwise, you'll hear it crack. You'll hear your acoustic guitar crack, because the wood, you know, they're still trees. They're still alive, and they're just like us. Their skin dries, so they crack, and you gotta treat them. You gotta treat them and humidify them, and you gotta respect your guitars. And then in the summer, you don't have to humidify them anymore. In fact, you don't want to humidify them at all, because when they get too moist or humid, then they start giving you problems too. It's like you can't win in Minnesota. You have to humidify them or you don't, but you can't do either, or you can't do too much of either or. And maintenance, and that's what we do here. We have a lot of really great used and new instruments, but we're the largest repair shop in Minnesota, I think even the Midwest. And then because of all the maintenance that has to go in these, and then Ted hand winds pickups, and then here's a something for Robert.
Ooh, a banjo. She's holding a banjo for those who are not watching online. That's amazing.
I was gonna just do that too.
Beautiful instrument. I mean, the wood is just gorgeous. It's shiny and it's
very resonant, and you know, they go pretty fast, because a lot of people, especially with the you know, we have a huge Irish community here, and not too far is the Irish Center, and so a lot of the Irish players, they play banjo, and and they dance that funny little dance.
Yeah, I just can't. When I see a banjo, I just can't get Deliverance out of my mind. I'm sorry, but it's a great instrument, and what is it? Steve Martin plays that too, doesn't he?
Steve Martin does play banjo.
Yeah, he's really good. I mean, I listen to him today, and man, how can he be so good at everything? I just don't.
I don't know. I'm still wondering what I'm good at here, and I'm getting ready another 10 years to retire. But so hopefully I'll figure something out. I haven't played my trumpet in like 10 years now. So
you used to be good at that. You're probably still good. You probably just have to practice a little bit. That's all. Get your chops up, right?
That's right. The chops, definitely.
Have a lot of hot air in you.
Yeah.
You've got to get rid of a lot of hot air.
There you go.
Gosh, yeah, everything that's going on.
Well, I like Wendy bringing up the humidity, because we've talked about the guitars being a living thing over the years when you've been on. That was a really good question. Let's talk about some of the services and what you have in the store.
Sure. So as far as services, we're full repair. We do everything imaginable to any fretted instrument. So guitar, bass, banjo, ukulele, and mandolins. And so we don't do violins or, you know, cellos or anything, but we do electrical work. We do refretting. So we pull these out. These are frets. and because they get worn down, especially the older the guitar, obviously, and the harder that you play, and then we replace those. The only thing we don't do is finishing because we don't have a spray booth here. That is just awful stuff, and it's hard to get a permit for that too because it's so toxic. But we have people that live up there, so we can't have that at all, and that's fine for me because that is horrible.
Yeah.
I think it's cool when they see those guitars that are worn out and played. God, there's this Irish guitar player that's got like another hole in his guitar. He plays it so hard. I can't think of his name, but he was in that movie we really liked years ago.
Oh yeah, and Willie Nelson's guitar, his is it has that big little hole, but that's a sound, and you never want to. If you have something like that, people want to leave it alone, obviously, and we have a lot of that. There's some people who have like the grimiest guitars, and they think it's good mojo, so they're like, "Don't clean it." And it's like, ew, all this like dead skin and blah. But
oh wow, it's funny. It's funny. The guy from Rage Against the Machine writes graffiti on his guitar, and last night was it said arm homeless people. It was like, wow, this guy arm the homeless.
I thought it said I am homeless. It was hard to say. It said arm the homeless.
And Rage Against the Machine, those guys, they're pretty radical.
Yeah.
Well, heck yeah. And were you at First Ave when they came in January?
No, I didn't make it. That was too bougie for me. I couldn't wait in line, but that was you were there, weren't you?
No, I had some customers that were there that filmed it, and I shared the shared the video. What amazing! That was just so cool to hear everybody sing back to him, and famous lines. I don't know, that was really great.
Yeah, it is amazing, and I'm so happy too. And we, being a child of the '60s, and that all these musicians are stepping up and really supporting what happened here in Minneapolis, but also the anti-ICE and all those things that are not good in this country.
It's funny reading people's comments saying, keep it out of music. It's like, no, this is what music is all about. It's all about expression. It's all about, it is politics. It's our freedoms and our rights. And it seems like there's some people who are backwards on what they're thinking our freedoms are. And it has to be written about. And that's why all these songwriters, Bob Dylan and Neil Young especially, you guys were at Farm Aid, weren't you?
No, but I watched it live and it was amazing, and it was really interesting too. They played "This Land Is Your Land" when we were leaving, and people don't realize that was a big protest song. An amazing thing. They almost think of it as the anthem of the United States, but really it's a protest song.
Yeah, and we this is such an important time right now, and with civil rights and just everything. It's great to be a part of this, and that we're on the right side of history and fighting for each other.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and going to protests is really important, I feel, and just speaking out and supporting people who have like-minded thoughts and think about this the same way, and we all have to stand up and fight this, and so we can get out of it and move on, because there's too much at stake.
Yeah, Angie, the boss sold out, of course, and it was totally political. And the reason why he was doing this concert is because he wants us all to gather and feel good about things, but also remember what's going on right now. And I thought there was a lot of great messages last night. It was funny, we talked about Neil Young. He was at Standing Rock and did a music video there, and he said about that, he said it was his birthday and his wife asked him what he wanted to do, and he went to Standing Rock and he did a whole song and a video there. And so, I mean, it's great. It's just so great. Angie, we're ending the segment here. Give us your address and how to get a hold of you again.
All right, we are at 595 Snelling Avenue North in St. Paul. We're right off Snelling and Thomas, and VigGuitarShop.com. And then you can call us at 651-219-4941. And we're on all the social medias. And yeah, stop by sometime. It's just, we got a lot of cool stuff here.
Right on. Thank you so much, Angie, for stopping in and checking in. And we really appreciate you and the work you do with the community, and you're a big part of the community. So big pinigigi, thank you.
Yeah, miigwech, pinigigi.
Hey, we'll see you soon. We'll be right back. This is Native Roots Radio.
This is Chase Iron Eyes announcing a new show on AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota, powered by Native Roots Radio. The show is called Native American Patriot Talk Radio. What will we do on the show? We are going to explore and dive into the source of American constitutional sovereignty, the intersection of Native American and legal issues. Find us the first and third Tuesday of every month at 6 p.m. on AM 950.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
Hey, it's Robert Pilot from Native Roots Radio. For a meal that feeds your soul and health, check out Gatherings Cafe. Located in the renovative Minneapolis American Indian Center, Executive Chef Vernon Defoe and team serve up incredible indigenous flavors. Gatherings Cafe has amazing bison tacos featuring lean protein from native wise, corn tortillas, and homemade sides. It's fresh, local food rooted in ancestral knowledge. Stop by for breakfast or lunch. That's Gatherings Cafe, where tradition meets innovation.
Support comes from the Walker Arts Center. Local artist Rosie Simas, Seneca Nation of Indians, Huron Clan, embodies Onondaga philosophies of peacemaking and relationality in new immersive installation. Visit Age Jagwa Desnigowaweni. I hope it'll stir your mind and explore a space built for communal rest and contemplation. Simas presents a performance of the same name this May. Learn more about the exhibition and performance at walkerart.org.
Hi, it's Dr. Evan Adams, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio. Hey, Victor, you better be listening.
In this portion of the show, we'd like to bring awareness to our wolf and bear populations throughout Turtle Island. Say no to the hunts.
Hey, I want to introduce my awesome and beautiful wife, Wendy, or reintroduce Wendy, and she's awesome, my awesome and beautiful wife. She's been an animal advocate for many years and a co-founder of Native Roots Radio and bringing our sacred animal updates. Thank you, Wendy, for coming on.
Hey, everybody. My name is Hanaji Hihani. That means cares for them. And I was given that name by my Dega Curtis. Curtis goes by Mashke Hanajinga, which means walks on white clouds. I'm a policy volunteer for Humane World for Animals, formerly known as the Humane Society of the United States. And I work on animal issues at the local and state level. It's always my pleasure to do that. And I'm always trying to make more humane policies go forth here in the Twin Cities and in Minnesota. So we work on that a lot. So
you do a lot too, and
it's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun to do, and I enjoy it. So I mean, I feel like I'm doing something. I mean, sometimes we work on a policy for 4 years, and it's just like, oh my God, is this thing going to go through yet? And it's just like you just got to keep at it. So
well, before you go too further, just talk about a couple of the policies. I know it was a big like no pet stores in St. Paul that you worked on over the years. A lot of stuff.
Yeah. Well, we got an ordinance in St. Paul passed. It's called the Humane Pet Store Ordinance. And that means that pet stores in St. Paul cannot sell dogs and cats that came from puppy mills. So we want to stop that pipeline from the puppy mills to the pet stores. There's like 3 stores in the state of Minnesota. And we did put forth a policy that let them just stay in business because city council members don't want to put people out of business. I understand that, but on the other side of the coin, we need to have humane pet store ordinance throughout the whole state of Minnesota. So what we kind of put forth was, okay, let these 3 places stay in business. They can't change ownership. They can't move. Once they're done and retire, that's it. They're done. So I think that's a good compromise. Yeah. I mean, you got to give and take, right? You have to give and take.
Yeah.
We want it all, but sometimes you can't get it all, unfortunately. So you got to go to the table a couple of times. We're going to see where all this is going to, come out also. Cat declawing, right? A lot of states in the United States have banned declawing cats. It's really an inhumane practice.
Like
it's not
ripping
like
off your fingernails.
Well, it's the first knuckle. They cut the first knuckle off the cat. So it's not just their nail. People think it's, you're just ripping out their nail. That's not what you're doing. You're cutting the actual first knuckle of them. Yeah. So we have a humane lobby day. We call our legislators. We go in and sit down in their office face to face, and we talk to them about these policies that, when they come across their desk, we want them to support us. So a lot of times they're very appreciative because they say, I didn't have any idea about this. So now I know when it comes across my desk, I'll know what I'm looking at. So thank you. So it really does help. So if you have something you care about, just call your legislator, your House representative, and your senator, and talk to them.
It works, and look what's happening federally with all these lines. They're finally paying the TSA workers, and they're trying to get that together. But I regress. We want to talk some sacred animal updates.
Well, I was going to talk about Trump and what he's doing to end the Endangered Species Act in the Gulf of Mexico. So they're going to be doing drilling there again. And if you remember years ago, the big oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico that caused so many problems. It's not if they're going to, anyway, I'll talk about that another day. I'm really just not in the mood today.
I believe
so
it.
You could look it up though. Gulf of Mexico endangered species. This could end species, eradicate a certain whale that's endangered there. So I just, some days I just don't want to talk about it. I just can't. My heart can't do it. So anyway, a friend on Facebook, Riva, she posted about, this is baby animal season, right? So we're getting ready, even though it's supposed to snow and sleet tonight and have ice. And it was 72 degrees 2 days ago. This weather in April is just crazy.
Here in the Twin Cities.
Yeah, April's nuts. But anyway, so they tell you certain things, if you see a little animal, a baby animal, you wonder oh my God, is it abandoned? Should I pick it up? Should I bring it to the rehabilitation center, the wildlife rehabilitation center? So this is a couple of things. If you see a baby rabbit alone in the grass, in a grass nest, that's where the bunnies have their babies, right in the grounds. People could mow them over. It's really ridiculous. But anyway, that's what nature intended for them, and that's what they do. So if you see a baby rabbit alone in a grass nest, the mother only visits that baby once or twice a day for a few minutes. At dawn or at dusk, and she stays away on purpose because her scent attracts predators. So that's why she stays away. The babies are not abandoned.
Okay.
Lay 2 thin sticks in an X over the nest. Little twigs. Put it over the nest, and check it 12 hours later. The sticks disturbed mean mom visited, right? So you could do that, but leave them alone. But if I didn't know that, I would be grabbing up those baby bunnies and bringing them to the wildlife rehabilitation center. We have one here in Roseville. They're awesome. A fawn. If you see a baby deer, fawn, lying alone in tall grass, the mother left it there deliberately Fawns have almost no scent for the first week, and predators can't find them. A fawn lying still with his ears up is hiding, not hurt. The mother returns several times a day to nurse. You could contact a rehabilitator only if the fawn is walking in circles, visibly injured, or vocalizing continuously for many hours. I also heard that if their ears are up and they're flipped backwards, it could mean that they're dehydrated. So, yeah, a baby bird on the ground. Yeah, I see baby birds on the ground all the time. If it's feathered, if it has feathers on it and it's hopping and its eyes are open, their size like of, roughly a tennis ball size, it's a fledgling. So just leave it. Yeah, I know.
I wanted to save it.
But sometimes the fledglings, I know they get bit by cats and stuff when people leave their cats out. But you just leave it. The parents are nearby and feeding it. If it's naked and the eyes are closed, it's a nestling that fell from the nest. So if you could reach the nest, put it back in the nest. That's an old wives' tale when it says you'll make the bird smell like your hand. The bird will reject it. No, you just put it back. The myth, yeah, I just said that, but here I'm reading it. The myth that parents reject the baby touched by human is false. If it's visibly injured, then you can contact the rehabilitator. A baby squirrel. We've had baby squirrels in our yard that had
rejected by the mom.
Yes, rejected by the mom. The baby squirrel that approaches you needs help. Healthy babies don't approach humans, but squirrels will approach humans if they need help. One sitting in a tree or on the roof is just fine. So, yeah. So look up. If you see a baby animal, you're going to see some in the weeks coming up. Just look it up. Google, what do I do when I see, a baby? And, the Googles will tell you.
The Googles, I love it. Hey, this is Native Roots Radio, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. We're still here. We are the 7th generation. Big Peeny Gigi to Angie Vig and Wendy Pilot. Thank you so much for coming on tonight, and we'll see everybody tomorrow.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations.